Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at my favorite team with Kommo-O. If you saw my top team video towards Kommo-O, this is one of the teams that I showcased there, and I basically practically didn't really find a weakness for this team. And now trying this team out, it was absolutely amazing. This team worked out super well for me. You're going to see every single battle that I did with this team here in today's video as well. We're going to have double shadow action in the back, double steel shadow action in the back actually here with both the Steelix as well as the Scissor here. Two Pokemon that needs a metal coat to evolve. Kind of also a funny idea to maybe do like videos just based on evolution stones. But as you're gonna see here, you're gonna be able to go for the full farm now. And actually, this might be a cool question for the day. What would be the best team that you can do with just a single evolution stone? So like only metal coat Pokemon or only Kingsrock Pokemon. I don't know. Let me know down below. Anyway, we're going to see a Typhlosion. Typhlosion is kind of a Pokemon that you want to bait out anyway, usually with the Steelix, but you're going to have the lead that's going to be able to counter it. Steelix is your safe up for this team, allowing you to bait out potential water type Pokemon that's Scissor going to have fast move, like not a lot of fast move pressure with a fast move of Bullet Punch. Going to help out quite a bit. You're going to be able to bait out potential fire type Pokemon that you don't want to see with a Scissor either, and rather have it on the Steelix. As you're going to see, the opponent forfeits on this one already. I had a really good win streak with this team as well. I think like an 8-game win streak, and now I lost down to, I think, my own mistake and a tiny bit of lag. The thing is, by the way, if you haven't seen that yet, there has been a new update on Android. I was just able to download it just before. I did 5 battles with it, and I didn't really have lot of impact from lag in those 5 battles. Might be that the new update fixes stuff for you guys. So like for the people who are also struggling like me with the recent game issues, maybe try to download the new update for Pokemon Go. At least for the 5 games that I played so far with this update, it seemed to make things a little bit smoother. So again, might be something that helps out as well. Here, this was not with the update yet, so there are going to be a few times where it's going to be impactful, but yesterday, to be fair, wasn't too bad either. So, here we're going to see the Rakronet against us. Show in for the Clanging Soul. Here, Clanging Scales, yeah. And there's like Clangorous Soul Blaze or something as well that this Pokemon learns, and Clangorous Soul as well. He has like 3-4 different signature moves Kommo-O in the main series games, so getting a bit confused by them. But here we're going to be able to go for a Trailblaze with our Scissor, getting the shield from the opponent. But what I want is actually more the damage on my from my Bullet Punch here onto the opponent. And we see already why. I can farm them down, win the battle, and move on to the next opponent, where we will face off against the Dunsparce, which is usually a very solid matchup. We see the Drifloon coming in, and I stay in, go for Dragonclaw, because with them swapping out, they lose a turn, which means I can deny their fast move here, which is kind of nice, and just makes the matchup here easier for the Steelix, where I can just go for the full farm down with Thunderfang against the opponent, having a very good matchup for ourselves. As we see here, Dunsparce comes back in, but I have the Earthquake already, which is going to get us a lot of damage onto the opponent, and this is going to be great. They're already below half health. I have got rid of one of the Pokemon. I have switch advantage, and I have now the opponent's Dunsparce here going up against my Kommo-O again. They're going to have the Toxapex in the back, and I was wondering if it was actually a smart idea to swap out of here, but I guess it is. I can go for the Trailblaze here early, which allows me here to do some nice neutral damage, but also boost up my fast move pressure. And now I can just go for the Night Slash spam, and I think that's going to be the best play I can go for. My hope is that I cannot even get them into Dragonclaw range. That would be kind of ideal. What I have to say is that Clanging Scales, by the way, is a move that I actually barely really needed to use on this Pokemon. Kommo-O just with Dragon Tail and Dragonclaw already is a very good Pokemon. But it's going to give you some nice pressure onto the opponent that they have to expect a hard-hitting move, even if you don't go for it straight away. So yeah, for example here, there's no real need for me to go for the new signature move of this Pokemon. I can just go for the Dragonclaw, play it safe, win the battle, move on to the next opponent. Forretress is quite an unfortunate lead. I'm gonna stop it straight away because we don't have any fighting type coverage, so we don't have neutral hits against the opponent, just resisted hits. This was quite early, which means it's gonna be a Sand Tomb. I don't have to use a shield here, and we will see them going to stay in. We can go for an Earthquake. This would one-shot them, I think, from this range. Let's see. Yeah, goodbye Forretress. So we have Realignment. We have a team where we have kind of an ABB style line, which means Realignment is quite important. We have the opponent going into their Sableye, which is great for us. Our entire team can deal with it. But I do think that Kommo-O is a little bit better because the foul play damage is going to be resisted here, which means they have to go for a harder hitting on like more energy, needing move like the Dazzling Gleam here. But as you see, I actually let the move go through, and they're going to have Dusclops there. I think everything is alright here. It looks like a little bit of lag, but I think everything actually worked out totally normal. So that's going to be alright. We're going to be able to use a shield. Nothing really to worry about here right now. And what I can do is I can go for Night Slash now. And Night Slash is going to be that super effective hit against the opponent. If we boost ourselves, that would be amazing here. We don't, but that's alright. We can use another shield here. And one more Night Slash is going to be all it takes to knock out the opponent's Dusclops here from this range for sure. So this should be enough to get the KO against the opponent. Super effective hit from a Shield Scissor. Easily is going to be enough. We can get some more fast move pressure against them, and the opponent decides to forfeit. Again, every single battle that I did with this team is going to be in today's video here. We don't run close combat, which is going to be a bit unfortunate for the Diggersby matchup, but we're still going to be able to go maybe for Clanging Scales there as well. Clanging Scales? I think it's just Clanging Scales. But yeah, as you see, I'm actually going to go for the bait first, hoping that they would use a shield. Turns out they are not really that interested in using shields here, which is unfortunate, and I was hoping that this is a Fire Punch. Turns out it is not, and so I kinda misplayed the lead matchup quite a bit here. But it's alright, we're going to be able to go into a Scissor. I know that we're going to be able to outspeed them here kind of to the charge move, which is ideal for us. We're going to be able to get the KO, and we're going to get the boost. Attack is going to rise here. They're going to have the Jellicent, which is better for my Steelix, but because we have the attack boost, and I know that I should be able to outspeed them, I kind of want to play out the matchup here. I'm fully aware that they're going to be able to do some solid damage with their own fast move as well against us, but I know that I should be able to align myself here, and afterwards, and then I still have the option to even get another Night Slash boost. Maybe I even get out of here with still a shield intact. Let's see, we don't. The opponent goes for another charge move. But I should be able to overfarm by 1, which might allow me to then win the battle with that, because I have now 1 extra energy compared to the opponent. If you have a 3-turn move against you, you have a 2-turn move on your own. If you go for 2 fast moves there, you're going to be alright. Here, I swap out after 2. The opponent denies a fast move. Yeah, I think everything actually went sadly alright here. I should have swapped out after 1. I would have been able to win the battle here if I swapped out a tiny bit earlier and went for the Psychic Fangs. This is my fault here. While there was a little bit of lag involved, I don't think it mattered. So yeah, good game to the opponent. If I swapped out earlier, I would have guaranteed won the battle there. Bit silly there by me. I guess if they went for close combat, if they have close combat, they would have won the battle there as well themselves, if they played correctly. So it's not a guaranteed win there, but it would have been very likely that I could have won this battle if I just played a little bit better. Anyway, nonetheless, we're going to have here another matchup against the Diggersby. Not really ideal. Diggersby is quite common, I have to say. Like, be prepared for Diggersby. Diggersby is going to be a Pokemon that you're going to encounter quite often here today. As we will see, Earthquake is going to come through. This is going to allow us to do some nice, significant damage here for sure. Like, for such a bad matchup, we got the opponent very, very low. That's kind of nice. Fire Punch is going to knock us out, but we can go into our Kommo-O. I might just let the move go through, because what we can do is we can try to sweep here with the Scissor. And as you see here, Drapion is going to be in the back, and I do think this was the right decision for me to try to sweep with this Pokemon. Alcotail is going to get shielded, that's alright. I am going to be able to go for a Night Slash. I was hoping that I either get the shield or the KO against the opponent. Please, we are going to get the KO, that's great. I wasn't too sure if this would knock out, but now we have the Drifblim here. I think we might have to catch a move, and that is going to be not ideal at all. They're gonna get the drop here, of course, guaranteed with the Icy Wind, but I might have to catch the move. Can I catch the move? I cannot. I was hoping that they needed 1 extra fast move, but they didn't. I got the boost there, but I still actually survive. I can knock them out here, and I can knock out the Drifblim there. So good game there. Good game to the opponent. Let's move on to the next opponent. Worst possible lead, Azumarill. But I can stop out of here, and we're gonna get out the Diggersby. So yeah, we're gonna get kind of hard walled here as well again. But if I keep my shields for my Scissor, I still have the chance of maybe sweeping endgame with this Pokemon. And like, that's the benefit of having Scissor. Like, Scissor is such a cool Pokemon for sweeping endgame. This Pokemon, if you give the shield advantage especially, it's going to be great. Unless, of course, there's going to be more fire type coverage in the back. Here I kind of misplay this by going just always for the Psychic Fangs. I kind of want to make it a bit easier for my Kommo, and I also try to kind of bait the opponent there to use a shield maybe to keep the guaranteed alignment. But yeah, nothing really I can do here right now. The opponent is going to decide to go for their Fire Punch. Gonna get the KO against us, and we can swap out into the Kommo-O. I don't really care about the damage output here at all, because I know what is waiting for me is going to be the Azumarill. And even if they get to another move here, which they don't, I would be okay with that. I'm gonna go up to the Clanging Scales just in case I need that later on. And maybe this was a mistake here, because the opponent is gonna be able to generate quite a bit of energy And as we will see, we have the Toxic Rogue in the back. I will be able to boost my own attack up here, which is going to be great for myself. And this Pokemon is going to get to their moves quite fast, but it's going to try to get to 2 moves at the same time, which is a huge mistake by them, because what this allows me now is I am going to be able to get the shield from the opponent already. I know that there are 2 charge moves at this point, and I am going to be able to swap out of here, catch the move, even though with a little bit of lag there, it still worked out. Luckily, I was a bit worried. But like this, I'm going to still have access to my Scissor, but I have to see that the Trailblaze plus Bullet Punch is going to be enough to knock out the Azumarill. We do a lot of damage. Do we do enough? We do enough damage here, and with that, we win the battle. That was absolutely a close one. Like, there's no doubt about this. This was really, really close, and yeah, I wish it wasn't that close, but let's move on to the next opponent. We have here the, a Steel-type answer. Is not really ideal, I feel like. I don't really like that, but it is what it is. What can we do here? What can we do? What can we do? We're going to be able to go for our next charge move against the opponent here as well. It's going to be against the Dragalge. I'm going to be able to go for the Night Slash, and I actually get the boost, which is kind of cool. Aquatail is coming through, and as we will see, we're going to be able to actually win the battle. Scissor is coming in. Let's see on how this is going to go here as well. We're going to see that they can try to catch the move, but it doesn't work out. The Scissor is still going to stay in here, and we're still going to be able to do a lot of damage against the opponent, which is interesting. I am going to let the move go. It's going to be the Night Slash. And the next one I just shield, and I think I can just farm them down. And what I have then is energy on my lead and energy on my Say-Swap here with Realignment. Yes, I'm a shield down, but I'm honestly absolutely okay on how this kind of went here. I will have, of course, the Psychic Fangs coming through here now against the Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz is a bit annoying because I don't have any coverage move here. Steelix doesn't really have the greatest charge moves against Mandibuzz anyway, to be fair. Like, there's nothing really that is great for you. But as you see here, the opponent is going to go ahead, go for the Aqua Tail. I can still go at least for my Dragon Tail damage here as well, which is gonna be alright. And with that, we will see that we cannot farm them down. I have to let the move go. There's no doubt about that. Aqua Tail is not going to knock us out, luckily. In the back, there's still gonna be the Mandibuzz. I have a charge move still stored, but I have to hope that somehow my fast move pressure is enough for that. I should have maybe went for the Trailblaze just to boost my fast move pressure here as well on this Pokemon, but I didn't. But then again, what you're gonna see here is that I let the move go. Why do I do this? The main reason why I do this is that I thought that it's best to keep the shield for my Kommo-O, because every single time they want to go for a charge move, I get that free fast move in. And if this free fast move is enough to knock them out, I am going to be able to win the battle here at this point straight away, and I am. So good game to the opponent. Let's move on to the next one. We will see here the Stunfisk, which is not ideal at all, but it is what it is. Let's see on how this is going to go. We have the Mud Bomb coming through here from the opponent. I can go for the Earthquake. And it would do a lot of damage if it's going to land, and it does land. It's just not enough to knock them out. And sadly, it looks like we're also not going to be able to really do anything else here either. The opponent is going to be able to barely knock me out and even farm me down, which is even a bit more frustrating. As we will see here now that the Mud Bomb is going to still come through against the Kommo-O. In comes the Azumarill again. I am going to be able to swap out into the Scissor. And we have to try to go for another Trailblaze here to boost ourselves up. My Scissor is the only Pokemon that can win the battle here for me, so it's gonna be a bit of a trickier one. Let's see on how this is going to work out for me. This is going to be the Scissor against Scissor matchup. It's not really looking too great for us. We still have our Kommo-O, we just have to kind of get into the Pokemon though. And as we will see, the opponent is going to be able to use a shield. I can go for the Dragon Claw. I'm going to be able to knock them out with that, which is lovely, of course. But yeah, it's a bit tough. We see the Azumarill here. We have to go for the Clanging Scales to do as much damage as possible. But is it actually going to work out? Is the question here. It is tough. Like, we're gonna get them low, but we have to still get to a Trailblaze here in order to get the KO. And as we will see, we barely miss out on it. One fast move was more needed there, and we would have been fine. But it is what it is. Good game to the opponent. Next up, we're going to have Dusclops here. Dusclops has access to Ice Punch, so we have to kind of swap out of this matchup. Otherwise, we're going to struggle even more. And as we will see here, the Shadow Punch is coming through from the opponent. In comes Cradilly. And I maybe should have went for the Psychic Things first, because I know I survive a hit from the opponent, then I will do more damage. But we still do a lot of damage here, so maybe it is the right play, because now I can just go for the Psychic Fingers and that would knock them out as well. So I guess like that was the right call here from me. They still have to go for another charge move. This should be enough to knock the opponent out here, I think. So I am not too worried right now. Let's see. We're going to have here the Rock Tomb coming in, and we are going to be able to, yeah, go for the knockout. We have 1 HP still left, and 1 HP is all we really need, right? So, yeah, Dusclops comes in. We don't get the free fast movement here. We should have got 1 Thunder Fang in there, but I don't think it's going to matter too much either. And we can go to the Kommo-O, which is going to have to take an Ice Punch. Ice Punch. Oh, Shadow Punch. Yeah, we actually were able to catch the move anyway, so, like, yeah, of course, don't go for an Ice Punch against the Scissor. Now they go for an Ice Punch. That's why we shield this ball. I can go for the Dragon Claw. I hope the Dragon Claw is going to be enough to knock them out. Dusclops, very bulky though, so it's going to be a bit of a tricky one. I can still go for another move though. And now, do I just put everything onto my Scissor because they use 2 shields here? They know that I have a Scissor in the back. I decided to use a shield just in case. It is going to be the Drapion in the back, and so I understand the opponent why they want to get rid of my Dragon and Fighting type Pokemon there, because you would be able to resist Crunch. I was hoping I would survive the move a little bit better with my Scissor, but I can go for the hardest hitting damage that possible with the Trailblaze for myself, and I can still knock them out. Can I still get to the move here? I can, and with that, we're gonna be able to win again another game with the Kommo-O. And again, like, this Clanging Scales is not really needed on this Pokemon, but still gives it like the potential bench pressure of forcing a knockout, which is going to be kind of, yeah, where this move excels. This team itself, absolutely amazing though. Like, definitely would guarantee recommend you to yeah, test this team out. This team is absolutely lovely. I cannot really emphasize it enough. Like, this team is really, really good. I would really recommend you to give this team a try. As we'll see here, we're going to have the Kommo-O going up against the Gligar. We have the Lostheart coming in. I should have went actually into Steelix here. I only thought about it like afterwards. So I was like, why did I not go into my Steelix already? And now I swap into the wrong Pokemon again. So yeah, that was kind of silly for sure. Sorry about that one. Like, that definitely could have went a bit better. But yeah, as you will see here, the Night Slash is going to be able to knock them out. We have alignment, but we have a shield disadvantage. Luckily, actually, I kept my Steelix here because I still have the CX now against the Magnezone. What I found a bit wild though is, look at the damage output of the Magnezone. A Wild Shot for like being double resisted against the Steelix did quite well, I would say. Did definitely quite well there. And as we will see here as well, we are going to be able to just go for another charge move. This is going to allow us to get the shield from the opponent here, which is cool because it could have even, could have been Clanging Scales there as well. And as you see, we have to hope that we still survive everything here. Please don't get the debuff. Of course I get the debuff, and so it's gonna be way, way closer now. Is the Psychic Fangs enough to knock them out? I don't see it coming, to be fair. Like, I don't think it's going to be enough. But it is going to be enough, and with that, we're going to be able to win that final battle. I actually went 5-0 with this team as well, as you're going to see here straight away. No cuts, no anything. Every battle that I did with this team was in this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.